and beneficial means helpful. So we have two guiding questions that we're going to come back to at the end of each read of the unit. And the first one, teacher, just have a seat right here in the chair. The first question, how can saving money be beneficial? Read it.
How can saving money be beneficial?
Beneficial.
Beneficial.
Whisper it. Clap it.
Beneficial.
Do not interrupt me when I'm teaching. Okay, hold on. Don't look at me like that. Look at me right now. Number one, I haven't read a book yet. Number two, when you come in, you sit down and you listen. You don't interrupt me. Do you understand me? Thank you. Say beneficial again.
Beneficial.
Now just say it.
Beneficial.
Whisper it. Clap it.
Beneficial.
So, beneficial means helpful. Okay? Put that down. We're not reading that right now. Pay attention to the lesson so you know what's going on. Thank you. So, how can saving money be beneficial?
How can saving money be beneficial?
We'll talk about that throughout the entire unit. So, in short, that means, why is saving money important? How will that help us in our life? The next one, I'm going to read the whole thing first. All of your pencils and articles should be down. I believe I said pencils are down. How does knowing about earning, saving, and spending money help you make smart choices? Everybody read it.
How does knowing about earning, saving, spending money help you make smart choices?
Dynasty, read it on your own, and then Naomi, you're going to read it on your own, okay?
How does knowing about
Earning,
saving, and spending money help you make smart choices?
good? Your turn.
How does knowing about
Earning,
saving, and spending money helps you make
smart.
smart choices?
So if we're earning money, it means we're getting money. I earn money by working every day. Saving it, we take the money we earn, and we don't spend anything. And spending, when you pay for something that you want to buy at the store. Okay? So we're going to think about how doing all these things can help us make smart choices in life. So today, Chloe, you're on my last nerve. Put your things down and look this way. I'm talking to you. Thank you. So today, this book doesn't touch directly on some of these concepts, but there are some underlying themes about saving money and spending money on things that we need rather than what we want. So we're thinking about what life lessons we can learn from reading this text. Okay? So since it's the first day, we do the first read and we develop text-dependent questions. So Alyssa, read our objective, please.
Today I'm reading out about text-dependent questions. Today I will answer text-dependent questions.
6, 5, 4, 3. You have to get 6 solid text-dependent questions to get a level 4 today. I will do an example and a non-example. Solid means directly from the text. Really good questions. I'll do an example and a non-example. Then when we get to the page in the book, you'll get a chance to do one during the read. Following the read, you'll have more time to draft your questions. If you get done early with your questions, you're going to write a cohesive paragraph as to why you think the author wrote the book and what life lessons you could learn. Okay? Just put it in the basket. So, here we go. We are going to be reading Those Shoes. Your hands are down. I'm sure some of you have read this before. That means you'll be experts. I have dreams about those shoes. Black high tops, 2 white stripes. Grandma, I want them. There is no room for want around here. Just need, Grandma says. And what you need are new boots for winter. Brandon T comes to school in those shoes. He says he's the fastest runner now. Not me. I was always the fastest before those shoes came along. Nate comes to school in those shoes. Antonio and I count how many times Nate goes to the bathroom. 7 times in one day, just so we can walk up and down the hall real slow. Next, Alan, Jacoby, and Terrence each get a pair. Then one day, in the middle of kickball, one of my shoes comes apart. Looks like you could use a new pair, Jeremy. Feel better, Jaden. Looks like you could use a new pair, Jeremy, Mr. Alfrey, the guidance counselor, says. He brings out a box of shoes and other stuff he has for kids who need things. He helps me find the only shoes that are my size, Velcro, like the ones my little cousin Marshall wears. They have an animal on them from a cartoon I don't think any kid has ever watched. When I come back to the classroom, Ellen Jacoby takes one look at my Mr. Alfrey shoes and laughs. And so do Terrence, Brandon T., and everyone else. The only kid not laughing is Antonio Parker. Now that's where I'm going to do a quick stop and write. I'm going to create my first text-dependent question. I'm going to create my example and my non-example. So first, I am going to create my non-example. So this is not a text-dependent question. This will not get you a level 4. Demetrius, can I sit in your chair for a second? Stand up, please. Shh. Thank you to Riley and Brock and all my friends in the back who are paying attention, who always get 4s. This is my non-example. Alan, Terrence, and Brandon laughed at Jeremy's Velcro shoes. I told you something that happened in the text. I wrote a telling sentence. I'm not asking a question here, which is why it's a non-example, which is why this would get a level 1. Please note, though, that I did make this an efficient sentence because I said Alan, comma, Terrence, comma, and Brandon. I didn't say Alan laughed at Jeremy's Velcro shoes, period. Terrence laughed at Jeremy's Velcro shoes, period. Brandon laughed at Jeremy's Velcro shoes, period. I made an efficient sentence. And you should continue to do those as well. But this is my non-example. So now I'm going to model my example. You went home sick. Yes, you can. My example. Why didn't Antonio Parker laugh at Jeremy's Velcro shoes? Why is this a correct example? Why is this a level 4 question, Dakota?
I think it's a level 4 question because the non-example was a question that you told us from the text.
A question that I told you, revise your thinking. This wasn't a question.
That wasn't a question.
Statement.
A question statement, but when you went to the example, that was a question statement. And then you ended with a question mark, and that one ended with period.
Great. Demetrius, you can actually just sit in that chair. I'm going to read from here, okay? Okay, so why this is a level 4 that number one, I'm asking you a question because we're developing questions. And this question comes from the text. It said here, the only kid not laughing is Antonio Parker. This is specific to the story. Could I have created this question without reading the book? No, I could not. I had to read the text in order to create this text-dependent question, which makes this a level 4. Okay? And I'm going to continue. At home, Grandma says, "How kind of Mr. Alfrey." I nod and turn my back. I'm not going to cry about any dumb shoes. But when I'm writing my spelling words later, every word looks like the word shoes. And my grip is so tight on my pencil, I think it might burst. On Saturday, Grandma says, "Let's check out those shoes you're wanting so much." I got a little bit of money set aside. Might be enough. You never know. So if you're setting aside money, it means you're saving money. At the shoe store, Grandma turns those shoes over so she can check the price. When she sees it, she sits down heavy. "Maybe they wrote it down wrong," I say. Grandma shakes her head. Then I remember the thrift shops. What if there's a rich kid who outgrew his or got 2 pairs for Christmas and had to give one of them away? We ride the bus to the first thrift shop. Black cowboy boots, pink slippers, sandals, high heels, every kind of shoes except the ones I want. We ride the bus to the second thrift shop. Not a pair of those shoes in sight. Around the corner is the third thrift shop. I see something in the window.
We gonna read this page together.
Not yet. Black shoes with 2 white stripes, high tops, perfect shape, $2.50 cents. Those shoes! My heart is pounding hard as I take off my shoes and hitch up my baggy socks. How exciting, Grandma says. What size are they? I shove my foot into the first shoe, curling my toes to get my heel in. I don't know, but I think they fit. Grandma kneels on the floor and feels for my toes at the end of the shoe. "Oh, Jeremy," she says, "I can't spend good money on shoes that don't fit." So now we are all on the part of the text where Jeremy has those shoes on and he's looking in the mirror. So why don't you follow along with me as I read? And if you want to read with me, you can. I pull the other shoe on and try to walk around. "They're okay," I say, holding my breath and praying that my toes will fall off right then and there. But my toes don't fall off. I buy them anyway with my own money, and I squeeze them on and limp to the bus stop. You have 3 minutes on your own to create one text-dependent question about the text we just read.
Oh my God, I told you.
And you have your question words at the bottom. Okay, you're telling me something. You've got to ask me a question.
Abel, wake up. Come on.
Start with one of these words and make a question. Read. Can you help her? Read her question. Go sit with her.
It's up here. I can't.
Well, okay, what are you writing? Let me see.